this time we're working with the quadratic formula. So I've written our quadratic formula up here. It's negative, or the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. And so I went ahead and I identified my pieces here. So we need to find a, b, and c. So a is the first coefficient, b is our second coefficient here, and c is our last number we have here. So each one of these is a coefficient. This is in front of the squared, this is in front of just the x. Now, if we had written it like this, don't be confused. Just take this value to the other side and it completes this. So we would have added 3 to both sides and we would have gotten something like this. You want to have it where the 0 is on the end. All 3 of them should be lined up and then have a 0 on the end. Then you'll be able to identify which pieces you have. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's stick them into our formula. So I need the opposite of b, which is going to be this, plus or minus, okay, b squared is 5, and I'm going to put it in parentheses. I don't need to this time, but eventually I'm going to get them with negative numbers and I'm going to want to put them in parentheses in my calculator. So then I have 4 times a times c. Alright, all of that is over 2 times a, which is 2. Alright, so I'm going to rewrite. So I have negative 5 plus or minus, squaring 5 is 25. So I have 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is minus 24. All of that over 2 times 2 is 4. Alright, I'm going to take it down a step. I'm going to simplify. So I have minus 5 plus or minus, that turns out to 1 over 4. Alright, now I have to split this into 2 pieces. So the square root of 1 is 1. So I'm going to bring that out. So I have negative 5 plus or minus 1 over 4. I have 2 equations that I need to write because I have this situation here. So I have negative 5 plus 1 over 4. Negative 5 plus 1 is a negative 4 over 1. Excuse me, 4 over 4, and that equals negative 1. There's my first one. Now I need to do my second one. So I have a negative 5 minus 1 over 4, and that is going to be a negative 6 over 4, and that reduces down to 3 over 2, or negative 1.5. Depends on what your directions are asking for here. So that's our 2 answers. We have negative 1, x equals negative 1, or negative 3/2, which is also known as negative 1.5. All right, so let's take this another step and let's look at it through just the discriminant, which is this piece up here at the top of our formulas. So in this case, this is to identify how many solutions we're going to have. So when we were working with a quadratic formula, we just worked it all the way down until we found an answer. In this case, we're going to figure out whether this is going to be a positive, a negative, or 0. So we have 3 possible answers. If it ends up being positive, that means we're going to have 2. If it ends up being negative, it's no solution. And if it ends up being 0, then we're going to only have 1 possible answer. So let's pull our pieces apart again. In this case, our coefficient is that 1. It's a hidden 1. Negative 2. And we have 3 here. All right, so let's feed it into our discriminant piece. So we have negative 2 squared minus 4 times a is 1 times c is 3. All right, so let's do this. A negative 2 times a negative 2 is a positive 4. And let's come over here. 4 times 1 is 4, times 3 is 12. So we have a negative 12 that I carried down. So 4 and negative 12 is negative 8. So if it's a negative, then we have no solution here. All right, let's try another one. And we're going to use that same discriminant. So b squared minus 4ac. We're going to identify our a, our b, and our c. And the equation this time is x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0. Remember, you want to have something with a 0 on the end. So if you have a number over here, you want to take it to the other side. All right, our a, again, is 1. Our b is negative 6, and our c is 9. All right, let's build our discriminant. I'm going to put that in parentheses because that's the way my calculator will give me the right answer. Minus 4. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's going to be 36 minus 4 times 1 times 6. Oh, wait. I got the wrong number in there. I thought something looked a little odd. So negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. So we end up with 0. So in this case, we only have one solution. This one was no solutions. All right, give it a try.